हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृन्दाय तुलसी देव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रतिदेवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you, dear devotees, for very kindly joining the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, that is written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Very beautifully, it starts off. The very first initial verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat starts off by glorifying the two transcendental brothers in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. We have three prominent works that glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and the magnum opus, the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Apart from this, also there are various other works that speaks about Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the form of Murari Gupta's Kadacha, Chaitanya Charit Mahakavya, Sri Chaitanya Chandramrita, Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak, and so many others. And all of them, if we see, speak about different facets and different pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So there is practically no overlap if we see in these books. There may be some overlap, but it's pretty rare. Chaitanya Charitamrita primarily focuses on the post sannyas pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the mood that he had in Jagannath Puri. While Chaitanya Bhagavat speaks primarily more about the first 24 years of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's life. Likewise, Chaitanya Mangal is a mixture of different pastimes that happened in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip, in Vrindavan, in Jagannath Puri, etc. So in the Chaitanya Bhagavat that Vrindavan Das Thakur has given, Vrindavan Das Thakur was only in his late 20s when he wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat. So you can imagine how powerful a scripture it is and how empowered he was just to write glories about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his 20s. So Vrindavan Das Thakur says, आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वाम्बरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ. The two transcendental twins. Srila Prabhupada would call Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajangiri Prabhu as the transcendental twins of ISKCON. That's how Prabhupada would address the transcendental twins of ISKCON. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Ajanu Lambita Bhujau. How are their hands? Ajanu Lambita. Their hands extend below the knee. It is said that if someone's hand extends below their knee, one of the 32 signs of a Mahapurush, that a person is very exalted or glorious, the symptom or the sign is their hand extends below the knee. Not while sitting, not while standing. While sitting, everyone's hand extends below the knee. But while standing, if someone's hand extends below the knee, it's considered one of the 32 signs of a very exalted personality. But just if someone has that, it doesn't mean the person is a Mahapurush. There has to be some other qualities also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu's hands, Ajanu Lambita Bhuja, their hands extend below the knee. Their hands are long. Like in Hindi, in India, they say, Kanun ke haath lambe hote hai, right? So the real lambe haath is Chaitanya and Nityananda. And that's how Vrindavan Das Thakur starts. Ajanu Lambita Bhuja. So next time you see Kanun, you see traffic cops, you see police in India, remember Ajanu Lambita Bhuja. This is how Vrindavan Das Thakur says, oh, their hands are big, they're long. Ajanu Lambita Bhujao Kanakava Data. What's the complexion? Kanaka. Kanaka means gold. So the complexion of Gauranga Mahaprabhu is like gold. He's the complexion of gold. Why? Because he is embraced by Shrimati Radharani. When Shamasundar Shri Krishna gets embraced by Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, then the personality who appears is Gaurachandra. Shamchandra gets embraced by Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi to form Gaurachandra in this world. So the blue complexion, the bluish black complexion of Krishna fades away and gets uh, covered by the golden complexion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Ajanu Lambita Bhujao, Kanakava Datao, Sankirtanai Kapitaro. They are the Pitaro. Pitara. Pita means father. Pitaji in Hindi they say, right? Pitaji. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha. Krishna says, I am the father, I am the mother, I am the maintainer. He says, I am the everything. पिताहम अस्य जगतो माता धाता पितामह हम सब कुछ है हम माता भी है हम पिताजी भी है हम पालन पोषण भी हम भी करते हैं he says I maintain the whole world so I am the father mother everything generally when the devotee gets second initiation brahman diksha hmm, so it is called as the second birth hmm, we say twice born this devotee is twice born when someone gets brahman diksha we say they're twice born why twice born because the first birth is from the biological parents, which we all have. And the second birth is during Brahman Diksha, where the spiritual master is the father and the Gayatri mantras become the mother. So the person is called wise born, Brahman Diksha. So Sankirtanai Kapitaro. Here Mahaprabhu and Nityan Prabhu, they are the fathers. So in Brahman Diksha, the Guru Maharaj is the father. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is the father. And here Vrindavan Das Thakur says Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the father. But what type of father? Oh, he's the father of the Sankirtan movement, which means he's the root, he's the start, he's the origin of the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Takshav. And how are the eyes? Kamala. They're like beautiful lotus. Broad at the center and nicely tapering towards the end, so much so that they go and kiss the cheeks. The kiss the ears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Broad at the center and tapering towards the end, and they go and kiss the ear. Those are the eyes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srimati Radharani also has same eyes. Bhajami Radham Aravind Netram Smarami Radha Madhura Smitasya Vadami Radham Karuna Bharatram Tatoma Banyasti Katena Kapi. Raghunath Das Goswami says Radharani's eyes are also like that, like a lotus. And so are Krishna's eyes, like a lotus. Lotus-eyed Lord. In fact, for Krishna, everything is lotus. Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, Namo Pankaja Maline, Namo Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre, Namo Pankaja, his navel, Namo Pankaja Nabhaya, his navel is like a lotus. Namo Pankaja Maline, the garland that he wears, that is also lotus. Namo Pankaja Netraya, his eyes are also lotus. Namaste Pankajangre. Hmm? Pankaja, Angri. Angri means the bottom part of our foot, the heel that we say below the foot. That is Angri. So Pankaj Angri means the bottom part of Krishna's foot, the heel and the whatever the other area is there. That is like a lotus. He whose heel and the bottom part of the foot is like a lotus is called Pankaj Angri. So for Krishna, his navel is lotus, garland is lotus, eyes are lotus, ears are lotus, lips are lotus. Personality is like a lotus. Hands are lotus hand. Feet is lotus feet. So everything is lotus. Everything is compared to a lotus. Why? Because a lotus we see is soft, very soft. So Krishna is like that, very, very soft. Not just as personality. Krishna as a personality is very soft. Srila Rup Goswami says Krishna's body is also very soft. How soft? Rup Goswami says if this is Krishna's hand, and if a leaf falls on Krishna's hand gets an impression of the leaf. Hmm? That is how soft Krishna's hand is. So his sole, as we said, the bottom part of the foot, the sole, the heel is all like lotus, the eyes lotus, the hands lotus, the feet lotus, and personality lotus, internally and externally. Internally lotus because his nature is karunamai, he's very, very kind and compassionate, but his body is also lotus because Rupa Goswami says, if a leaf, a flower, it falls, we can try it. If a leaf falls on our hand, what happens? Nothing. That leaf just falls and falls down to the ground. But when it falls on Krishna's hand, oh, his hand gets an impression. So his body is like a butter. Butter, it's so soft. If you just like put a finger, then the butter gets a shape of the finger. That is how Krishna's body is. Soft like a butter or soft like a lotus. Internally and externally, Krishna is very pure. And at the same time, we find a lotus, many times it's found, or most often it's found in muddy pools of water, right? It's found in muddy pools of water. So Krishna is compared to a lotus because he is that personality who appears in this world, which is like a muddy pool of water, which is very contaminated. The muddy pool of water is very dirty, very contaminated. So lotus is found there. But is the lotus affected by the muddy pool? No. It is there in the muddy pool, still it is clean and it is pure. So Krishna is like a lotus because he is there in the muddy pool like Kali Yuga, which is very contaminated. But still when he descends, he maintains his purity like the lotus. So we saw different reasons why Krishna is a lotus and how different limbs of Krishna's body are like a lotus. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu's eyes, Kamalayataksha, they are like a lotus. Vishwambaro, Dvijavaro, Yugadharma Palav. Vishwambaro, Ambaro, they are the maintainers of Vishwa. Actually, Krishna is our maintainer. Krishna is the only maintainer. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritve Varan Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasapalan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the only maintainer is actually Krishna. And a devotee has this firm faith. Come what may, Krishna will protect me. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritve Varan. These are different six limbs of Sharanagati. Six limbs of Sharanagati. Actually, a couple of years back, in 2020 or maybe 2021, His Grace Gauranga Prabhu had come here to Seattle and he gave six classes on the six limbs of Sharanagati. It was very beautiful. Like each class was like 2.5 hours. So probably, I don't know, you may find those classes on his channel or you may find those classes in ISKCON Seattle's YouTube page, Vedic Cultural Center. And if you just trace back, maybe 2020 or 2021, six limbs of Sharanagati, something like that. Beautiful classes, six, he beautifully explains, and 2 hours with Vaishnava songs and analogies, etc. So I was part of those classes, so I just remember. So I would want to encourage if devotees have time over the weekend, you can hear six ways of surrendering to the Lord. So Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritva Varan Avashya Rakshi by Krishna Vishwasa Palan. A devotee has his Vishwasa Palan. He has this firm faith. He carries this faith in his heart that Krishna will maintain me. And likewise, here our Acharyas explain who is the actual maintainer, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna. आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वाम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्म पालौ. And they have come to establish the Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan. Nam Sankirtan is the Dharma for this age of Kali. For the next 428,000 years, our dharma is going to be same. That is Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan. Mhm. This will be the only means of deliverance. This will be the only means of getting Krishna. The names of the Supreme Lord. The names of the Lord were always powerful, even in Satya Yuga, even in Treta, even in Dwapar. But the Supreme Lord understands that the Jiva is incapable of doing any other limb of Krishna consciousness. So the utmost importance and the maximum gain is given to a living entity who chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. गोकोटि दानम ग्रहणे खगस्य प्रयाग गंगोतक कल्पवासम यज्ञायुतम मेरु सुवर्ण दानम गोविंद कीर्तेर न समम शतांशे. Whatever benefit one gets, gokoti danam, by donating crores and crores of cows. Do we have crores of cows? Do we have even one cow? But imagine, hypothetical, if someone has crores of cows. Gokoti danam grahane khagase. During eclipse time, if someone is donating crores of cows, which has a lot of shakti. Prayag Gangotaka Kalpavasam, sitting on the banks of Ganga in Prayag for one kalpa, not one day, for one kalpa. Is it possible? No. Are we even alive for one kalpa? No. Our lifespan is what? 60, 70, 80? Gone are those days where 100 was the lifespan. Now, on an average, 80 is the lifespan, which only means if someone is at the age of 40, half the life is done. Half the human life is done, right? It's an eye wash when someone turns 50. We say, oh, it's 50. But actually, at 50, more than half of the life is done. So, Prayaga Gangotaka Kalpavasam, someone may sit in Prayag on the banks of Ganga for one kalpa. Third, Meru Suvarna Danam, someone can donate gold. How much? As big as Meru mountain. The Meru Parvat, Meru mountain is huge, humongous. Do we have that much gold? यदि इतना सोना होता तो हम तो मानो मुकेश अंबानी बन जाते. We don't have that much gold. Even he may not have that much gold. Imagine donating that much gold. Still, Shastra says, add 1 plus 2 plus 3. What was the first one? Distributing cows, crores of cows during eclipse. Second, sitting in Prayag near the banks of Ganga for one kalpa and meditating. Third, distributing one mount that is Meru Parvat like gold. Shastra says you add all three, still the person doesn't even get 100th of the benefit that he derives from chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. गोविंद कीर्तेर न समम शत अंश. भगवान नाम जपने से जो फल मिलेगा वो तीनों करने से भी नहीं होगा. The person will get 100 times more benefit by chanting Krishna. Just this word Krishna, 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 Krishna. This will give 100 times more benefit by doing all three combined, not just one, all three combined. This Mahaprabhu is giving in Kali. आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैक कपितरौ कमलाय ताक्षौ विश्वाम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालौ वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो. I offer my obeisances karuna avataro to the most compassionate personalities Gauranga and Nityananda who have these qualities. So this is the first verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Nityananda Ram ki jai. So with this prayer to Gauranga Nityananda. We discussed this because last couple of classes we are starting off first with a verse glorifying Gauranga Nityananda. So we can add this to our dictionary of verses. Hmm. The other verses that are there, we can add this to that and we can memorize. This weekend, let us take time to memorize verses. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we all have time. Rather than wasting it in some frivolous activities, let us use it for this. In fact, if you see Prabhupada, when he writes a letter in November of 1966, so in that letter, this is one of the initial letters that he writes to his disciples, and he gives different rules and regulations of following how to follow four regulative principles and how to get up in the morning, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, etc. And in that, one of those points, Prabhupada writes, not engaging in frivolous sports. not engaging the mind in frivolous sports, which means not wasting time in watching sports and so many other things. As much as possible, making sure the mind is engaged. It's a November 1966 letter of Srila Prabhupada where couple of bullet points are there, and Prabhupada writes pretty strong. And Prabhupada signs that letter. This is 26 Second Avenue. Prabhupada signs the letter. Probably one of the rarest letters where Prabhupada addresses himself as an Acharya. Prabhupada writes, signed A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Acharya. Because normally Prabhupada would write, your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. But in that letter, Prabhupada writes A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Acharya. Hmm. I found that letter in New Vrindavan. And it's a very beautiful letter. So there Prabhupada writes, follow regulative principles, get up in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, no frivolous talking here and there, no frivolous sports, no idle talk, no criticizing devotees, etc. And Prabhupada gives it different points. So this is one verse that we can by heart and uh, chant over the weekend and try to memorize this so that by at least next Gaura Purnima, that's our target. By next Gaura Purnima, when we look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there should be newer verses and newer um, tattva and pastimes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There should be newer things. The only reason why we are coming together is to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while at the same time understand the life of Gauranga, what he went through and what are the pastimes he performed. So when we see Gauranga and Nityananda, let us try to worship them in that mode. If we have Gauranitai in our house, we can worship them according to these pastimes. Like for example, when I went to Mumbai this time, I went to Radha Gopinath temple. So I got these small um, animals that you can keep on the altar, like small elephants, small lions, and small deers, etc. And the reason when I saw that, my mind immediately, it said, well, you can use this on the altar near Gauranga and Nityananda, and this can be like a Jarikhanda pastime, where Mahaprabhu is dancing with the animals. Mhm. So we read pastimes so that we can use that as an offering to worship our Gauranga and Nityananda. So it's a perfect form of meditation and it's a perfect form of worship based on what Kaviraj Goswami has given. So let us continue. Lord Chaitanya gathered all his devotees, Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and the chief performers of the Sankirtan, Swarup Damodar and Srivas Thakur. Four Kirtan parties were formed with a lead singer and a lead dancer. Swarup Damodar and Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda and Haridas Thakur, and Govinda Ghosh and Vakreshwar Pandit. So these are the four Kirtan parties with their leaders. There were three additional Kirtan parties from Kulinagram, Shantipur, and Khanda villages. Khanda is Sri Khanda. Sri Khanda is the place where Mukunda and Raghunandan would stay. Mm. Mukunda the father and Raghunandan the son. So they were from Sri Khanda village. In each of these seven Sankirtan parties, two men played drums, which means two Madanga players. The combined sound of 14 drums were tumultuous. All the devotees gathered like an assembly of clouds. As they chanted the holy names in ecstasy, tears fell from their eyes like rain. We spoke about this yesterday also, torrential rain, how the Supreme Lord cries. By his inconceivable potency, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in all the seven groups simultaneously and chanted Hari Hari, Jai Jagannath. Everyone felt that he was present in their group only. Just like in the Rasa dance, we find every gopi thought that Krishna is only present with me. Every gopi was thinking, oh, Shamasundar is only present with me. How fortunate I am. He is not dancing with anyone else. But actually, Krishna was dancing with every gopi. Likewise, here, every Kirtan party felt, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only there with us. He's only dancing with us. How fortunate. But actually, Gauranga Mahaprabhu was there in all four Kirtan parties with all of his associates. Lord Jagannath was pleased with the Sankirtan and he brought his Rath to a standstill just to see the performance. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was able to witness the mystery of Lord Chaitanya's activities because the Lord became merciful upon him, being satisfied with his humble act of sweeping. We explained yesterday as to how Maharaj Prataparudra, and even till this day, this tradition is there where the kings sweep the road for Jagannath. Performing menial service with a humble heart attracts the heart of the Supreme Lord, who bestows his full mercy on such a devotee. Lord Chaitanya's mysterious pastimes sometimes reveal him as the Supreme Lord and sometimes as a devotee. Both can be appreciated only by his pure devotees. Hmm. So we see there is one is on a physical plane, we do menial service. Hmm. On a verbal plane, we repent for our mistakes and make sure that we don't do it again. And we make sure we understand that there is lack of Krishna consciousness that we have. And third is on a mental plane. First is on a physical plane, second is on a verbal plane, and third is on a mental plane where through the mind we try to make sure we want to make advancement on this path of Krishna consciousness. So karmana, manasa, vasha, three ways. While dancing in great jubilation, Lord Chaitanya offered several scriptural prayers to Lord Jagannath. One of the prayers that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered to Jagannath is the prayer that Shukadev Goswami ends the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam with. 10:90:48, the last verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janma Badho Jaduvar Parishad Swair Dor Virasyan Adharmam Virachara Vrajinagna Susmita Shri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardhayan Kamadevam. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant this verse in front of Jagannath. And there would be various other verses also Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant. हे देव हे दयित हे भुवनैक बंधो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुणैक सिंधो हे नाथ हे रमण हे नयनाभिरामा आहा कदानुभवितासि पदम दृशोर्मे. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant this verse, very beautiful verse. हे देव हे दयित हे भुवनैक बंधो. Actually, Radharani chanted this verse to Krishna. Hey Daita. Oh, you're so dear. Hey Daita. Hey Daita. Bhuvanaika Bandho. You are Bhuvanaika Bandho. You are the friend of all three worlds. Hey Krishna. You're also called as Krishna. Hey Chapala. Hey Karunaika Sindho. And you're also an ocean of mercy. But you see in the first two lines, secondary names glorifying Krishna are used. Hey Deva. Oh Lord. It's almost like sarcasm Radharani is using. Ah, you are Lord now? He Deva, He Daita, He Bhuvanaika Bandho. Oh, friend of the poor. He Krishna, He Chapala, He Karunaika Sindhu, ocean of mercy. You are called Krishna. These are all secondary names. Gauda Nam. Krishna has Mukhya Nam, Gauda Nam. Thank you for that verse. हे देव हे दयित हे भुवनैक बंधो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुणैक सिंधु. Now the first two lines are all secondary names or gauna naam, but the next two lines are mukhya naam, primary names of Krishna, which means basically secondary names are those like if someone is called, oh, you are the prime minister of the country, oh, you are the cabinet minister, oh, you are the CEO of the company, you are the principal of the school. These are all secondary ways of addressing a person. A direct way of addressing would be, well, this lady, or she is the mother of that child, or he is the sibling of him. That's more personal, right? That's a more personal way of addressing rather than giving these adjectives. So Srimati Radharani, the first two lines, she gives secondary, Gauna Naam. Then she gives Mukhya Naam. हे देव हे दयित हे भुवनैक बंधो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुणैक सिंधु हे नाथ, ओ मास्टर, हे नाथ He Nayanabhirama. Oh Krishna, who are you? You are Nayanabhirama. You are pleasure to my eyes. Krishna, you are that personality who gives pleasure to everyone's eyes. And hey Ramana, Krishna, you are Ramana. You are very, very adorable. You are the darling of Vrindavan. Actually, the place in which Srimati Radharani chanted this verse is the place where Gopal Bhatta Goswami found his deity, the Shaligram that transformed into a deity. The place was the same place where Radharani chanted the verse. This is why, because Radharani addresses Krishna here as Ramana, Gopal Bhatta Goswami gave the name of the deity as Radha Ramana. That's the understanding. So it comes from the words of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He Nata, He Ramana, He Nayana, Bhirama. Oh Krishna, you give pleasure to the eyes, and you are Ramana. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So Radharani is saying Krishna is Ramana. Oh, this place will be, or this deity will be Radha Ramana. Shri Shri Radha Ramana Lal ki jai. हा हा कथानुभवितासि पदम दृशोर में हा हा कदानुभवितासि padam dishore mein Krishna, when will that day come? Ha ha, alas alas, when will that day come when you will be again visible to my eyes? कब वो दिन आएगा? कैलेंडर में कब वो दिन आएगा जब हम ये मानो छाती ठोक कर बोल सकते हैं कि प्रभु आप हमारे सामने फिर से आ गए? बिकॉज कृष्णा व्हेन ही डिसअपियर्ड, राधा रानी चैंट्स दिस वर्स, and Krishna cannot hold himself back, and Krishna again comes back in front of Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting this verse in front of Jagannath. भगवान कहाँ छुप गए? अब जो सामने आ गए, अब छोड़कर मत जाइए. My dear Jagannath, my dear Krishna, please don't go. So there Radharani chanted, and now Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani chanting the same verse that Radharani chanted in Vrindavan. So it's not just complex. It's not a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just taking the complexion. He's actually taking the mood of Radharani by chanting the literal same words that Radharani chanted in the land of Sri Vrindavan. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chants various verses in front of Jagannath. He jumped high, roaring like thunder and moving in circle like a circling fire band. He displayed the ecstatic symptoms of crying, trembling, perspiring, hair standing on end, rolling on the ground, changing in color, as well as feeling helpless, proud, and humble. Nityananda Prabhu would stretch out his hands to catch him when he was running. When he was running, Advaita Acharya would walk behind him and chant Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So it's complete transcendental madness that is being seen here in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Just looking at Jagannath, Mahaprabhu is ecstatic. The seer Jagannath and the dancer Chaitanya were one and the same supreme person. एक ही व्यक्ति है. राधा कृष्ण ऐचे सदा एक ही स्वरूप, लीला रस आस्वादित धरी दो ही रूप. Radha and Krishna are eternally one personality, but Leela ras aswadite, to taste the sweetness of Leela, dhari doi roop. Now they have taken two forms. So similarly, just like they are one personality, Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu and Jagannath are one personality, because Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, Jagannath is in the mood of Krishna. They are one personality. They are one and the same Supreme Lord, but the Lord, being one and many at the same time, exhibited the variegatedness of his pastimes. Three circles were formed to check the crowds from coming too close to Lord Chaitanya. We see in ISKCON also, right, when some Prabhupada disciple comes, no, we make like a human chain so that people don't mob them, people don't trouble them, so that they can walk properly and they can take their darshan. So similarly for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they made sure that people don't come and disturb Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, people don't trouble him, people don't mob him. Three circles were formed to check the crowds from coming too close to Sri Chaitanya. The first circle was guided by Sri Nityananda Prabhu. The second circle was formed by Kashishwar, Govinda, and others by linking hands, मतलब हाथ पकड़े थे. The third circle was performed by Maharaj Pratap Rudra and his personal assistants. With his hands on the shoulder of his assistant Hari Chandana, Pratap Rudra could see Lord Chaitanya dancing. At the same time, at that time, Srivas Thakur was standing in front of the king, and Harichandana requested Srivas to step aside by touching him. Absorbed in watching Lord Chaitanya's dance, Srivas couldn't understand why he was being repeatedly pushed. And so he slapped Harichandana. हुआ यूं कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु नृत्य कर रहे थे और उनके महाराज प्रताप रुद्र चैतन्य महाप्रभु को देख रहे थे, लेकिन उनके नेत्रों के सामने हरिचंदन ये खड़े थे और उनके भी सामने श्रीवास ठाकुर खड़े थे, और श्रीवास ठाकुर चैतन्य महाप्रभु को देख रहे थे और भाव विभोर अवस्था में थे। तो क्योंकि हरिचंदन और महाराज प्रताप रुद्र चैतन्य महाप्रभु को देख नहीं पा रहे थे, हरिचंदन बार बार, जो महाराज प्रताप रुद्र के सेवक है, ही वॉज अगेन एंड अगेन पुशिंग Srivas Thakur so that Srivas Thakur can go to the side and Maharaj Pratap Rudra's can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when again and again he was being pushed, Srivas Thakur didn't know why someone is pushing. So he looked back and he slapped Harichandana. Eh, what are you doing? This made Harichandana angry. As he was about to speak, Maharaj Pratap Rudra stopped him. Maharaj Pratap Rudra stopped him by saying, "You are very fortunate for being graced by the touch of Srivas Thakur. I am not so fortunate." महाराज प्रताप सिंह, आप तो नसीब वाले हैं that you at least got the touch of Srivas. I am not getting the touch of any associate of Mahaprabhu. What to speak of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So you at least got the touch. You are very, very fortunate. Looking at the positive in every situation. Hmm. The quality of a devotee we see, even in situations that are externally not hope giving, a devotee sees hope even in those situations. There is never hopelessness for a devotee. There is no scope for being hopeless for a Krishna conscious devotee. Because that's the last thing a devotee wants. When he loses hope, he loses the ability to perform any limb of Krishna consciousness. So, devotee means we never feel hopeless. Even chastisement from the Lord or his pure devotees is considered a great fortune by sincere devotees. यदि प्रेमी भक्त झापड़ भी मारे या चिल्लाए या चेस्टाइज किए या क्रोध अवस्था में कुछ बोल दे, तो भक्त वही है जो नम्र भाव में से स्वीकार कर ले और यही समझे कि मैं नीच हूं और ये मेरे से उत्तम है, तो शायद ये मुझे सिखाने के लिए थोड़े क्रोधित हुए हैं. Prabhupada would sometimes get angry at his disciples, but disciples would take it in the right mood because they would understand that Chaitanya, or they would understand Srila Prabhupada is their well-wisher. Likewise here, when Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he told Harichandana that you don't respond, you don't say anything. And Harichandana kept quiet, taking it as the blessing of Shiva's Thakur. Thereafter, Lord Chaitanya ordered Swarup Damodar Goswami to sing. Understanding his mind, Swarup Damodar Goswami sang of Radharani's feelings when she met Krishna at Kurukshetra. So Swarup Damodar Goswami is understanding the mood and is chanting the same verses that were chanted there to heighten the mood, to heighten the effect. Now I have gained the Lord of my life. Hey Deen Dayar the Nath hai, Mathura Nath Kadavya Lokya se. Aye Deen Dayar the Nath hai. Srimati Radharani, when she looks at Krishna at Kurukshetra, she says, "I दीन दयार द नाथ है, मथुरा नाथ कदव्य लोके से." ओ कृष्णा, आप तो बड़े व्यक्ति बन गए अब, आप तो हमें भूल गए होंगे. योर मथुरा नाथ, योर द्वारका नाथ, हम तो छोटे रहे, आप तो बहुत बड़े हैं. You were the Lord of my life and you are still the Lord of my life, but seems like you have forgotten everything. वृंदावन गोवर्धन यमुना पुलिनवन से सब रासार्दिक लीला से ब्रजेर ब्रजजन माता पिता बंधुगण बड़ो चित्र केमोने पसरीला. Srimati Radharani looks at Krishna at Kurukshetra and says, "My dear Krishna, Vrindavan, Govardhan, Pulinavan, you forgot Vrindavan. You spent so much time in Vrindavan, but you forgot Vrindavan. Okay, you forgot Vrindavan. Govardhan, how did you forget Govardhan? That Govardhan that protected all of us for 7 days, you forgot Govardhan. You forgot all the pastimes that we did at Govardhan. Pulinavan, Krishna, you forgot Yamuna also. So many pastimes were performed on the bank of Jamuna. Krishna, you forgot that also. Vrindavan, Govardhan, Yamuna, Pulinavan, Sesava Rasardi Kalila. You forgot the Rasa Leela Sthali, Kunjas of Vrindavan. ठीक है, you forgot all this. ठीक है, मान लिए, you forgot all this. You forgot Vrindavan, you forgot Govardhan, you forgot Yamuna, you forgot the Rasa Sthali. ठीक है, you forgot all of this. Say Brajera Brajajan, you forgot the Brajavasis. Those Brajavasis who loved you so much were ready to give their life for you. You forgot them. ठीक है, you forgot the Brajavasis. Mata Pita Bandhugan, you forgot your parents, Krishna. How can you be so ungrateful? You forgot Nanda, you forgot Yashoda. Bandhugan, you forgot your friends. You forgot Madhumangal. You forgot Stoka Krishna. You forgot Lavanga. You forgot Kinkini. You forgot Dam. You forgot Vasudam. Krishna, you forgot all these friends. Stay Brajera Brajajan, Mata Pita Bandhugan. Bodo Chitro Kemone Pasarila Krishna. This is very astonishing. That you took so much from them and you ran away, Krishna. You didn't even reciprocate properly. This is very astonishing. Radharani tells Krishna at Kurukshetra, and now those verses that were chanted by Radharani, many other verses were also there that were chanted by Radharani at Kurukshetra. Swarup Damodar Goswami is now chanting in Jagannath Puri. Understanding Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, and if these verses are chanted, it just lifts the mood and consciousness. Now I have gained the Lord of my life, in the absence of whom I was being burned by Cupid. Lord Chaitanya dramatically enacted the song with his eyes and mind fully absorbed in Jagannath. Lord Jagannath would sometimes fall behind in the procession, and Lord Jagannath would stop for him. When he again went forward, Jagannath's Rath would slowly start again. Thus, there was a sort of competition between Lord Chaitanya, that is Radharani, and Lord Jagannath, who is Krishna, in seeing who would lead. But Lord Chaitanya was so strong that he made Lord Jagannath wait in his Rath. These competitive exchanges were all part of the loving affair between Krishna and Radharani. What is the significance of Rath Yatra? Prabhupada explains. When Krishna went to Kurukshetra from Dwaraka, he met the gopis whom he left in Vrindavan. Lord Jagannath is Krishna and Lord Chaitanya is Sri Radhika. Chaitanya is leading Jagannath from Puri towards Gundicha corresponds to Radharani's leading Krishna from Dwaraka towards Vrindavan. That is from a place of Aishwarya Leela to a place of Madhurya Leela. In this way, dear devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now dancing and crying in Jagannath Puri in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and Swarup Damodar Goswami, being Lalita Sakhi, is trying to heighten the mood and effect by chanting the appropriate verses. In this way, what happens later in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing, we will see tomorrow. And we are also waiting. It's still a cliffhanger. Where is our Maharaj Pratap Rudra? Everyone has come. Everyone's name has come. Even Hari Chandana has got the mercy. But when will Maharaj Pratap Rudra get the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Having said this, I very humbly want to stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन की जय।